This is Joe, and Joe, like many of you, asked me what modifications I've done to my car and how much everything cost. Well, that's what we're gonna talk about today. Subscribe.
Oh my, look at all the smoke!
Did all that? Oil is under 220 degrees. How crazy is that? Oh, that's a pretty nice focus. Okay, so finally, Modless. We came to a nice peaceful-ish area. They're doing building stuff over there, but that's fine. They're building. We're talking about our build. Same thing, I don't know. Let's start with exterior, then performance, and then interior. Yeah, let's do it like that. Okay, so the most obvious part is the color. This car is actually wrapped, and the color is called Vampire Red. I wrapped it by myself. I had someone wrap the bumper, the rear bumper, side skirts, and front bumper for me. Vampire Red, honestly, my favorite color. I had no idea I was gonna love it as much as I love it when I put it on the car. And anybody says that picture and video do not do its justice. You gotta see it in person. It's a really unique color. It's like, right now it's like a glowing red, but then when the sun hits it, it's like a more fiery red, and then dark at night it's like a violet reddish. Very cool. And that's Vampire Red Z. That's the color code or the color name. Next up, the wheels, what I believe completes the car. These are Corsa forged RS1 wheels. A lot of you guys confuse it with a V1 Nismo wheel, which is totally fine. It has the look of a V1 Nismo wheel, but it is a two-piece wheel. We got in this really cool goldish bronze color. It's a bright gold, but not very bright. I think in camera it looks really bright, but in person it does not. We're running 19 by 10s in the front and 19 by 11s in the rear. All right, listen, and I have a theory in mind, and I need you guys to help me with that. Comment below what your favorite modifications you've done to your car is. I want to prove my theory wrong. All right, thank you. I'll put the offsets on the screen. I don't remember them. I'm really bad, I'm sorry. Body kit. We got the Weaver body kit from Alliance Carbon. You will be hearing, you guys already know, you will be hearing a lot Alliance Carbon a lot in this video. We got the Weaver Sport front bumper. We got the fins along with the LED lights. We also got this nice carbon front splitter to go along with the whole aggressive front end. Dude, that's one aggressive front end. Weaver front bumper. We do have as well the Weaver side skirts, which honestly make this car complete this car. In my opinion, one of the best looking side skirts on the market right now. Absolutely love them. Then you guessed it, we got the Weaver rear bumper with a turbo at the bottom, but we're gonna get into that later. I wasn't too sure on the Weaver rear bumper, to be honest. I really wanted to keep my Nismo and then have Weaver side skirts and front, and everything happens for a reason. After I destroyed my rear bumper, I ended up turboing my car, and this bumper has a perfect cutout that we did where you can perfectly see the turbo. Gotti's good and everything happens for a reason. Since we're already back here, let's talk about the new and latest modification to this car, the tail lights. These tail lights are by Auto-Tune Customs. You guys already know he's the wizard when it comes to things like this, lighting and everything. Amazing. Best looking tail lights on the market in my opinion. I love the design. At night they look absolutely beautiful. I'm actually gonna leave a link in the description if you guys want to take a look at it. Real quick, Alliance Carbon carbon fiber B-pillar, carbon fiber door handles from Evo R. I've said it before, but this was probably the first modifications I ever did to this car. Carbon fiber fenders from Alliance Carbon. Got the SIG vents up here, got the nice vents down here. Oh, I just realized, what the heck? What in the world? I just noticed that. If we got the fenders, we need more carbon fiber. We got the carbon fiber hood from Alliance Carbon as well. We might be switching it up, I don't know though. In the future, I will also be partially wrapping the fenders and the hood. I'm excited for that, but not right now though. I'm gonna call this aesthetics, because I mean, performance is great, but not that noticeable. We do have the R1 Concept rotors. They are drilled and slotted. I've had them for about a year now. They've treated me great. Really nice look to the car when they're new. Obviously, as time goes on, they kind of fade a little bit. They don't look as new and as good, but that's totally fine. I actually love these things. A lot of you might think big brake kit, but no, mine's a sport model, so it comes with the Akibonos already. I just went ahead and put the little sticker. You guys see the little sticker? You gotta do it. Ooh, how could I forget? We do have the Morimoto headlights. Absolutely love these things. I had to buy them because my old headlights were literally yellow and disgusting. I don't know if you guys see it on camera, but the clear is going because I do live in Florida and this car was sitting for a couple months, so that happened. I love Morimoto though. They actually reached out to me and were like, oh, do you want us to send you new ones? But I was like, nah, because I have so many things connected to this headlight, like LEDs, turn signals and whatnot, that I was like, it's fine, I'll re-clear myself, don't worry about it. But that does happen if you live in Florida probably. What in the world? There's a piece of concrete. Obviously, you saw me air out. We are on air suspension. We are using the Airlift 3P management system with universal airbags. Basically have the Airlift management system, but you have universal bags, so you literally take your strut apart and you put the universal bags in the struts. It's a little bit cheaper, and in my opinion, it might be better if you're in a budget and still want performance. We got the single tank, we got a single compressor, which is right under there. I'm not really gonna show you guys. And then we do have the dirty carbon fiber flooring to go along with it from Alliance Carbon as well. Definitely one of the most difficult installs I've done, but 100% worth it. Air suspension is... Oh my goodness. Y'all see that puddle? I just got so scared. Oh my God. I was like, yo, my car, oil everywhere. GG. I absolutely destroyed the third brake light. I don't want to talk about it. I really don't. But looks wise, I think that's pretty much it. Now, what you guys want to see? Performance. All right, check this out. Now, this is actually the world's first NA 370Z that pushes over 600 wheel horsepower. As you can see, we have the nice 3-inch intakes. No turbo over here, no turbo at the bottom like fresh kicks. I'm just kidding, let's come back here though. But this is a Borg-Warner S366. Since we do have a rear mount turbo, right there we put the scavenger pump that pumps the oil back into the engine. We also are running on meth, as you can see the little meth tank right here. I believe this is a stage 1 from Snow Performance. We got the little tank, and they are hiding away, so you can't really see them going into the intake, but You can see it right down there. That's where the nozzles are. I honestly wish I could tell you the size of the nozzles. It's literally like the least amount of meth you can get from Snow Performance. I believe it's like the stage 1, very simple, very simple. Here we got the lines going into the intake. Here we got the T filter since we got 2 throttle bodies. We are running a 450 fuel pump. We also pair that with its own relay kit. 2.5 piping from the turbo to the intercooler side, and from the turbo to the white pipe, which runs obviously to the headers of the car. We are still on stock headers. We got a 50mm wastegate, I believe. We have the really cool blow off valve right there. Like I said, the car did make over 570 wheel horsepower with like 450 torque on race gas and 14 pounds of boost with 29% duty cycle. We are on 1050cc injectors, so we are not on E85. We also are not running a return system, which is perfectly good for the setup, but obviously when we bump up the power and do things like that, we will be running a return system, E85, all that good stuff. But for now, I will enjoy this horsepower. I haven't really been able to enjoy it as much as I wanted to, so now the car's done, we will be able to enjoy it. And also, so this full turbo kit is literally called the Danny Z Turbo Kit by Late Mode Tuning. I highly recommend you guys watch that series. Every mod that I've done on this car, the video will be linked down in the description. So if you want to watch the air suspension, in the description, carbon fiber install in the description, turbo install in the description. But yeah, turbo kit just like mine, you're gonna be pushing around 600 wheel horsepower. It is from Late Mode Tuning. The guys over there are absolutely incredible. And this is a pretty base turbo kit. I don't know if you guys caught it, but it's the wastegate right there, external wastegate. We also got the boost controller right there, a 3-side, I believe you call it 3 boost controller. I don't know, I personally love the rear mount setup. I love the rear mount turbo, I love everything about it. Let me know down below what you guys run in your car or what you guys like better. Top mount, mid mount, rear mount. A lot of people do talk trash on rear mount turbos because they think the spool time, it takes forever to hit full boost. Boost hits a lot sooner than people think. My car right now is not a very good representation because I got a really bad test pipe leak. Obviously, turbo gases or exhaust gases take forever to get to the turbo because of that leak. So it makes it worse, but should be getting that fixed very soon. And once that is fixed, we'll be hitting boost really quick and it's gonna be incredible. Other than that, for performance, we do have a stage 4 6-puck clutch from Clutch Masters? No, but it is very heavy. And that obviously is to handle the horsepower. We also do have the heavy duty slave cylinder. When it comes down to performance, to be honest, from here on out, the money that I would have to spend to reach that 650 wheel horsepower, 700 wheel horsepower, kind of isn't worth it. It'd just be better to just build the engine, make 800 wheel, 900 wheel. But obviously I would need a fuel return system, build the engine. So that's like another probably 10 grand, 15 grand around there. Definitely gonna do it in the future. I mean, I'm gonna make this a very fast car. I think that's the plan for this car. It's going to be a very fast, clean show car. And when it comes on intercooler, it is an eBay intercooler. And then right behind it right there, we do have an oil cooler from Amazon. Works absolutely incredible. I do pulls, donuts, and everything in this car. Never overheats. And the oil temps always stay below 200. It is truly amazing. So if you're gonna boost your car, 100% get an oil cooler. It's not even a question. You should actually buy the oil cooler before you boost it because you do not want to skip out on that. And obviously, this car would have blown up if we had not changed gallery gaskets, thanks to you guys. So this car is still alive because my gallery gaskets were bad. This car has 84,000 miles. They say this car going bad at 100. Nope, 84,000 miles. Really funny story. I don't know if you remember, but the gallery gaskets, chunks of it were literally in the oil pan and in the oil pickup. So that's how bad it was. Honestly, what I love about this car is that we've lived a completely stock life. I bought it from a dealership completely stock. We did a few mods, exhaust intakes. Then we actually got tuned, and then right after the tune, we went ahead and just got turboed. So I've lived every life, and I'm gonna tell you right now that skip tuning, save up money, and just turbo the car. It is truly incredible. All right, we're back home now, but oh, this car just got so dirty overnight. Y'all see that? First thing you see when you step in, we got the Brom seats. To be honest, I don't quite remember what's the name of the actual seat, but it is Brom seat along with the Brom 5-point harness. Looks absolutely amazing, honestly. These do not recline, but they do move forward and back. We also do have the custom fabric that we did about a year plus ago. Everybody loves. Honestly, it's still holding up great. Down here, we do have these floor mats along with wrap. I've been literally finding wrap everywhere I go. Even on my bed, there's wrap. These are kind of a prototype. That's why I haven't really mentioned them, but I mean, they do match with the stitching on the seats, with the stitching on the fabric. Oh, and if you guys wonder what my car smells like, a subscriber actually sent this out. He started a scent company, and it's actually pretty awesome. It's called Enchanted Scent. I'm gonna put his Instagram on the screen if you guys want to go ahead and support him. Well, my car smells like pumpkin spice. It's pretty cool. But right here we have a nice modern looking steering wheel from Jalisco's carbon fiber. A lot of you guys ask me why I don't go with a quick release. Honestly, on newer cars like this, I like going with like a nice modern look. Here we do have an Apple CarPlay module from Nifty City. It's basically a plug and play, and it lets you have the stock head unit with Apple CarPlay incorporated in it. It's pretty cool. For the 5-point harness, we do need that strut bar right there from Braum as well. It connects down to the frame of the car, and then to where the seatbelt buckle would connect to right there. For gauges, we do have the SCG1 gauge along with the AEM gauge. This gauge is absolutely amazing. It lets you change duty cycles, control your boost so it doesn't overboost. Tells you the AFR is probably the most important thing you should have on a car. It lets you do everything. And then this one's the AEM OBD2 gauge, so it tells you little things like codes in the car. You can literally run them real quick, then look them up. And then to hold these 2 gauges, we have a 2 gauge B pillar, I don't know what it is, like a pillar. It's honestly a dream of mine to have like a car with pillars like this. Is pretty awesome. And yeah, actually one gauge that I really do want, it's gonna be a little upgrade for the car. I do want an oil pressure gauge and replace him in one of these 2 maybe. With that being said though, that's pretty much it for the interior as well. We already talked about the fuel pump, we already talked about all that good stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and as always, I'm out. Peace. Leave a like, subscribe, and let me know what is the favorite modification you have done to your car. Yeet.